Our channel. We're here to discuss the latest news and trends on the IRS with you. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. So you won't want to do that. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about some recent events with the IRS. We've been talking about the IRS, right? Every day. That's what we talk about here on today's Tax Talk. But these events have raised some eyebrows and cast some doubt on the agency's integrity, if they have any integrity. Well, let's dive straight in. You know, one of my favorite senators, Senator Ted Cruz, he came out and criticized the IRS for alleged weaponization of the tax code and called for the agency to be abolished, something that we've talked about a lot on this show. Senator Cruz has long been a vocal opponent of the IRS, pushing for tax reform and fighting against what he perceives as the agency's oppressive policies. I think it's more than his observations. I think a lot of us think that way. He cites recent events such as the IRS agent knocking on journalist Matt Taibbi's door on the same day that he was scheduled to testify before Congress. Have you heard about that? That's pretty unbelievable, isn't it? As evidence of the agency's continued harassment and political manipulation. Well, I have to agree with him. Remember, let's not forget Lois Lerner and that whole episode, which now they tell us that didn't happen. That never really happened. It was debunked. It was never debunked. It cost that Miller his job. So don't let them tell you that it's been debunked. Despite these accusations, though, the Biden administration and the Democrats, they've doubled the size of the IRS. They gave them $80 billion. They're going to hire 87 new employees. That's what we do when they're going to be cheating. Let's double them. Does that make a lot of sense? Doesn't make any sense to me. Senator Cruz believes that the focus should be on reforming the code to make it simpler and fairer rather than expanding the agency. Makes perfect sense to me. And I think most Americans, to be honest with you. In another concerning development, though, the IRS supervisory special agent has sought whistleblower protection to share information with Congress about alleged mishandling and political interference in the ongoing criminal investigation into Hunter Biden. About time, don't you think? The agent claims to have information that contradicts prior sworn testimony before Congress for a high-ranking political appointee and can provide examples of preferential treatment and political bias in the handling of this case. Well, I think just the fact that it hasn't gone anywhere, you haven't heard anything. They have a special counsel since, 2019? I think it's 2018. And we still haven't heard a peep about it. They put the January 6 people in jail. They track them all down. But Hunter Biden, he's still walking around making millions, now selling us art. Or selling Chinese art. That's what's going on. The revelation sparked further scrutiny of the IRS and its practices, adding fuel to the fire for those who criticize the agency for perceived overreach and lack of accountability. I don't think it's perceived as much as it really is overreach. And we got to worry about the IRS. My own opinion. So these recent events involving the IRS raise serious questions about the agency's role, transparency and fairness in our society, says Senator Cruz. Senator Cruz calls for the IRS to be abolished, and the ongoing Hunter Biden investigation have exposed potential flaws in the current system, leaving many wondering if reform is needed to ensure that the tax code is applied fairly to all Americans. We all know that it's not. As always, we want to hear from your thoughts on these issues in the comments. Do you think the IRS is becoming too powerful and politicized? Put it in the comments. Should the agency be reformed, or how about abolished? Do you think it should be abolished? Put it in the comments. Let us know what you